Hey everybody, Taylor here again. This is where I left you last time on the user settings page. Now I'm going to show you how to make a mapping. So we're actually going to connect a particular survey in SurveyCTO or OpenDataKit to our Salesforce.com account and get the submissions flowing. So click on Integrations and then the Mappings button. You'll click the Create New Mapping. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see better here. Click Create New Map, and this is going to connect to your ODK Aggregate instance, and it's going to download a list of all of the forms that you have on ODK. So we're going to select source, which will be one form. We'll use Survey 1022. We'll call it Test, and I'm going to click this Enabled checkbox, and that will allow us to actually start processing submissions. So remember, what this thing is going to do, since ODK doesn't push from their servers, it's actually going to create a little worker that goes and fetches any new submissions from ODK, processes them according to the map that you create right now, and then inserts them as new records in Salesforce.com. So we see a survey here on the left side of the screen. So the source field name, there's name, ID, height, weight, photo, and some metadata that actually sort of identifies the submission, the record in ODK. Here we've got destination tables and fields, and that allows us to load custom objects, any objects actually, in Salesforce.com. So I'm going to map this to the beneficiary object in my list of custom objects. Great. And so now we have all of the fields on the beneficiary object in my Salesforce instance. Again, this list here, it's used your Salesforce credentials to connect to Salesforce and figure out what are all the objects in your system. Then when you click on a particular object, it'll tell you all of the fields on that object. First we have name here. I'm going to filter down to name and just drag the destination field from this bank of fields up at the top to the right-hand column over here. We'll do the same thing for ID. We'll use the GHI ID number. You can see that that's a unique identification number in Salesforce. You see that little key there. And for height and weight, we'll similarly drag them in. And it looks like we have a photo field. This is quite cool, actually. Right now, OpenFunction can connect to a ODK instance, and it can fetch the photo URL. So you don't need to store the photo on Salesforce, which can get expensive. You can keep it stored on Amazon Web Services or on Google Apps Spot. And just provide a link to it. So you'll still need to be securely authenticated on ODK's side, but your users of Salesforce, if they have that authentication, can just see the link or even display the photograph with a little bit of visual force. So we'll send the photo across, and finally, a lot of organizations use this meta instance ID. It's a way of linking the record that's created in Salesforce back to a unique identifier in OpenDataKit to make sure that you have a match between the records in each database. So they'll probably have an ODK key field here, and they do. Great. So this is a mapping. We're all set up. And what we can do now is either run it manually by typing in a number of jobs and clicking the manual test button, or we can just set it to auto-fetch. And that's what I'll do now. So that means that every 10 minutes it'll connect to ODK, it'll find any new submissions for this particular survey, and it will create new beneficiary objects in your Salesforce.com system. That's all. In further videos, we'll show you how to take complex surveys with repeat blocks and actually map them to object hierarchies in Salesforce.com. For example, if we have say a custom test score object in Salesforce that is detailed to the beneficiary object, we could actually create a test and link it to that beneficiary. For example, we'll match on the beneficiary name And let's see, where's our beneficiary name? Great. Now we'll actually create a test record in Salesforce that's linked to an existing beneficiary record. So you can do a lot of cool stuff, but that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, reach out to admin@openfn.org if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.